Hello everyone, I am ARollingWalrus, and today I'm playing Hearthstone Arena. I did give you guys a break from all the Hearthstone with a Five Nights at Freddy's video, which should be up by now. Yeah, so I had oh my gosh. Everyone decided to be extremely loud right as I start recording. Like I said, I'm at my parents', so there's people, which is not normally the case. Alright, so I'm playing Arena, and I had at least one request to... I think it was actually just one request. People wanted it... Oh my gosh. They're so loud. You can't see, but I'm face palming right now. Okay. Okay. I think they're quiet now. Well, I had one request, the only request that had anything to do with these videos, that I show the selection of the deck. Now, like I said before in previous videos, I've been using a deck builder. That's what I want to do. I'm not good enough to make a deck without actually practicing it, so I feel like I should have no shame in doing this. Alright, so what am I doing? I am figuring out what class I should play. Now, like I said, I use Arena Mastery to track my stats. So, enter a new arena and it tells me what my win rate is with each of these champions. So, with a Shaman, I have a 61% win rate, Hunter, 54% win rate, and a Priest, 45. So I'm probably going to go with the Shaman, just because my win rate is the absolute best with that class. Now, for the actual draft, I'm going to be using... Oh, crap. Wrong one. Crap. I select Warlock instead of... Crap. I've never actually done this before. Start new arena. Shaman. Okay, I hope that didn't break anything. Okay, anyway, I'm using Hearth Arena to craft the actual deck. So what that means is you're going to hear a lot of my typing because my microphone is on my desk. I don't really have another way of doing this. I enter each of them and it gives me like a suggested rating. Now, they actually have just like a list and they tier each card on how good it is in Arena, and so they're using those scores. And I find it useful, especially for the classes I don't play that often, especially when I get into like Druid and Rogue, where I don't play them that often. I don't know which cards are strong to begin with, let alone which cards would work well in Arena. And the way Arena draft works is you have to kind of throw away a good chunk of what you know about cards, because in Arena you can't control the synergies as much. You're kind of looking at cards which are strong on their own, which can stand without too much synergy between the other cards. And you're still trying to get some synergy in your deck, but that's the reason I think it's so difficult. And it's one of the reasons why I use like a deck builder. I use something that someone has gone through and like scored what the win rate of decks are with certain cards. So It Master is good because every time it gets hit you get a 1/1, whereas Keys on Mystic is only useful against certain classes. It's a situational card. Demolisher, it's a 1/4 for 3 mana. I mean, and the thing is, like, if they kill it before the start of your next turn, you know, it's not that useful. So that's why it's just in Master, and I'm explaining why. Alex, my new manager, is helping me figure out if I wanted to actually show the draft pick, because I wasn't planning on it. And he suggested that I still use the deck builder, but I explain why I think the card's strong. And I suggest here the Whirling Zap-O-Matic. And again, Mad Scientist is situational. I don't really have a secret. It can be strong if you have secrets, but Shaman doesn't have any secrets, so it's kind of... I could get a 3/2 with Wind Fury for 2 mana as opposed to a 2/2 for 2 mana. And then, I mean, you have a 1/7 for 4 mana, like, that's not... I don't know, this is just better. It's stronger. Like, if a card... Something I've been kind of learning is, like, if a card is enough of a presence on the board that if you have to kind of every card you play you want your opponent to be forced to deal with, you know. And obviously I'm not an expert at this. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm an expert at Arena or whatever. I've only gotten 12 wins once. There's a video of it up. But if you really, really want to get good, I recommend watching some of the Hearthstone streamers. If you want some fun decks, Total Biscuit owns like all the cards and he does these really silly decks and it's great. Here it's recommending Argent Squire. The reason is Dust Devil can be pretty weak because it locks basically if you play at turn 1, you don't have any mana turn 2. So you basically lose a turn. Even if you play it later, a 2 overload is really, really powerful because it can throw off your mana curve. It gives them a chance to play more powerful minions. And if you're playing against a mage or something else with a ping, you lose it right away. Frostwolf Grunt, it's kind of the same thing as Whirling Zap-O-Matic. It's just like, I could get a 3/2 Wind Fury for the same thing. Whereas in Argent Squire, you have a Divine Shield. So even if the opponent has a ping, they won't be able to kill it off right away. So that's what Urk recommends. I think that's why they recommend it. So I'm going to go with that. Alright, next round. This is going to take forever, by the way, so I hope... I hate saying, like, I hope you're happy, but I hope you're happy, because the main reason I wasn't showing the... Well, the two main reasons I wasn't showing the draft is because it takes forever if you're explaining things, and I'm using a deck builder, so, like, if you use the exact same deck builder, like, you'll probably pick the same cards. There's a couple cards I disagree with the deck builder on, because they're not, they're not cards that I find to be strong. So, here, they recommend the Unbound Elemental, mostly because it's a card it can get really strong if you have cards with Overload, but even if you don't, it's a really good way for your opponent to freak out that you might, so they have to remove it off the board, because otherwise they're like, oh my gosh, what if they have a ton of Overload cards? What if they buff it up? And, like, Raid Leader is one of those situational cards, or like a synergy card, where you build it into a deck with a very specific purpose in mind, whereas this is Arena. There is no synergy. And they're probably going to pick Dark Iron Dwarf, and you can hear me typing this in, so you know, like, you're going to be like, oh, you're just looking at the tier list. Well, actually, no, I'm typing it in as I was speaking. And the reason why Dark Iron Dwarf is good is because it allows you to trade up, because normally you'll play this on turn 4, ideally. You might have, like, say I have Argent Squire on the board with its Divine Shields, it's already gone. If they have, like, I don't know, maybe say they have a Zombie Chow or something, I can trade up. Well, Zombie Chow isn't trading up. Say they had a Acidic Swampies or something, I can trade up with the Argent Squire and kill a creature that's more powerful. So it's a pretty strong card in the arena. Zombie Chow, it's a strong card. Like, I'm starting to really respect that card, but I think it's one of those, like, the Dark Iron Dwarf is just stronger. Same with the Acidic Swamp Ooze. That's a good card to have, but again, it's kind of like the Keyzon Mystic, where it's just, like, is your opponent a class that actually has weapons? So, I agree with them, Dark Iron Dwarf. I hope this explanation is helpful. If you just want me to go through and just show the picks and read off what the deck builder says, let me know. I won't give you my commentary. I'm really not sure, like, because I'm not the one. Yeah, so Magma Rager has the same problem as, what was it? The Dust Devil. And it has 1 health, so it's really easy to take out. And then you're down you kind of lose your 3 mana turn. So it's just like, I don't even know if it's good in constructed decks. Like, it's so weak. Maybe if it was a 5/2, maybe, but you kind of need stuff that can stick, has sticking power. It takes a while to remove. Unstable Ghoul can be really strong when you have, like, it'd be good with Imp Master, but, or anything like with Enrage. Unstable Ghoul would be great. However, that's kind of like, you kind of have to build a deck like that. Whereas Fireguard Destroyer, even with the Overload, you basically are getting a 6/6 on turn 4, which is pretty good for the mana cost. So, sure you have an Overload, but 6 health is not easily dealt with. So, it makes a lot of sense. They might have to burn a Fireball or a Polymorph. They might have to trade a lot of minions. It's just a strong card that way. And I've been watching a lot of streamers, by the way. I'm not just like... For me, if I want to get good at something, like when I was trying to get good at, oh my gosh, I was trying to improve my play at League. I just constantly watched the pro games and just, you know, studied, like, well, what do they do differently than I do? Where do they place wards? What do they buy? How do they time things? How do they position themselves in fights? And that's how I learn is...
Hello, everybody. Hello, Twitch TV.
Oh, sorry. That come through? Crap. Okay, well, I had set, like, a Twitch thing open. Sorry if that actually came through in the video. That's embarrassing. I had a stream paused and then it suddenly decided to unpause. I'm just gonna close. I'm not gonna close everything. We'll just hope that doesn't happen again. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I was really confused. Okay, so for this round, I didn't actually guess before I entered it in. They're recommending the Draconoid Crusher. If you can, it's a good late game card, especially if your opponent has no means of healing. It's just a strong card. It's one of those cards that sticks to the board. You know, it's hard to remove. So, especially if you can play it when they're at 15 health or less. I mean, consider this is a 6/6 for 6 mana. Just to show you the value of Fireguard Destroyer, you could potentially get a 6/6 or 4 mana with the Fireguard Destroyer, so that's pretty cool. So I'm just gonna go with this. Not too much explanation there. Spellbreaker, Unstable Ghoul, Mad Scientist. I think Spellbreaker, honestly. Like, one of the things I'm not good at is figuring out a mana curve. That's something that, like, people like Hafu, who play Arena all the time, they're really good at figuring out, like, oh, I need more 2-cost cards, or I need more late game cards, or whatever. I'm bad at that. I just kind of go for, like, oh, this card's really strong. So, Spellbreaker's the best, because it's not as situational. It's good to have a silence. Okay, Ships, Cannon, Crackle, Taran, Warrior. Crackle makes sense. They picked that. Like I said, this is one of those situational cards. I don't know if anyone actually plays it in their deck. This is actually not bad for a 2-mana thing because it's a 2/3. So it's a little bit more health. It can trade with any other 2/2. And if you do happen to have a pirate, it's useful, but most of the time you don't. But Crackle is good for removal. And it has an overload, which works well with Unbound Elemental. Okay. Lava Shock. Defender. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna pick Sludge Belcher. And I'm correct. Because it's, like I said, it's one of those cards that sticks. It's hard to get rid of. If there's a card that, like, you find it really annoying to play against, it's probably a good card. So, Sludge Belcher. Because we need the taunt. This one you really need. This card relies on you having 2 other cards on the board, which oftentimes doesn't happen. It's a synergy thing again. Same with this one. It's more situational. Like, it's not bad. None of these cards are bad. These are actually really good cards. Okay. Sorry about, like, here we go. Try not to block the names. War Golem. This is probably going to be a toss-up between Force Tank Max, and Worgen Infiltrator. I'm guessing it's probably going to be Worgen Infiltrator because I don't have too many 1, 2, or 3 drops so far. Yeah, that's what they said. Worgen Infiltrator. And they actually explain why. They have this little speech bubble pop up that says, like, Worgen Infiltrator has the most value and need a card to play early game. Okay, so it actually tells you, like, what their little internal machine is telling them to do. Unbound Elemental, Youthful Brewmaster, and Haunted Creeper. I would say Unbound Elemental and Haunted Creeper would be up there on my list. Yeah. Haunted Creeper, again, it has more sticking power. It's more annoying. Okay. Ancestral Healing. It's one of those ones I don't think is very useful. Unstable Ghoul. It's probably going to be Spellbreaker again. Because those other two are very situational. Yeah. And silences are really strong. Like, I was playing a deck against a whole bunch of silences, and it just destroyed my deck. If I had more cards with silence, I would actually play that. I would mimic that deck. I'm gonna guess Rockbiter Weapon. I don't have any dragons right now. Yeah, Rockbiter Weapon is what they recommend. And for me, it's fun to guess. Like, I feel like I'm learning because I have to stop. I make myself stop, and I'm like, is this actually a good card to have, etc. Here, I don't know. Murloc Raider isn't that strong in Arena. Abusive Sergeant, it's one of those. I feel like it's either going to be Abusive Sergeant or Forge Lightning, and I'm leaning towards Abusive Sergeant. Only because Forge Lightning has such a high overload, but I probably am wrong on this one. This is one of those ones I don't honestly know what I'd pick. Like, they actually score really closely, but they actually picked Forge Lightning, and I think that's a good idea. Both of those were good cards. One because you could trade up. The second one, the one I actually picked, is because you can have a board clear. Or at least do a ton of damage. Okay. This is one of those ones. We're actually going Spiteful Smith. And the reason why is, one, it has the most health. Most health per mana. Like, you have a 6 mana thing with it's only a 5/4. Remember, we have a 6/6 for 6 mana. And it does restore a little health, but it's just still, it's a lot of mana for a small heal. We already established isn't the most useful card. This, even though I don't have any weapons yet, there are a couple that I could possibly get. It's unlikely though. It's still a 4/6. It sticks. Here, probably a Spider Tank, honestly. We don't have many 3-drops at this point. It's probably going to suggest the 3-drop, so we have some mid-game. Yep. The other ones aren't bad, it's just this is probably better in our deck, and that's what it suggests. I'm guessing they're probably going to want another Rockbiter Weapon. You can actually use that on your champion, so you suddenly can have, like, you don't have to use it on a minion. And it suggests that again. So, like, if you have a really weak minion you don't want to die, you can just use Rockbiter Weapon on your champion, kill the minion, and then you're good. And these are not good cards. Stormwind Knight and Unstable Ghoul. I'd say Stormwind Knight. I'm wrong. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. The reasoning is, even though it has terrible synergy, we need a 2-drop. So see, the deck builder's paying attention to the mana curve, where I'm just like, which is the best card? Which isn't a bad thing. I don't know. There's a reason I'm not a top Hearthstone player. Well, I'd like to be. There's a reason that I actually use the deck builder. I'd say Lava Burst here, just because we don't have that many spells. Yeah. We need something that does a lot of damage. We don't have any sort of... We have a silence, but we don't have a hex, which is the shaman's main remove, like, if they play something really big and we need to get rid of it, that's the main removal for that. So we don't have any large removal right now, and that's the closest thing we have. These are actually all pretty good cards. This is one of the situations where, like, I'd actually pull up, if I was good enough, or if you don't want to use a deck builder and you're torn, you pull up the deck builder anyway and just be like, what do I pick? Okay, it actually picks Sculptmaster, and the reason is card draw. I don't actually have any card draw in my deck right now. Yeah, there's no card draw. And that's really important because the more cards you have in your hand, the more options you have to make the optimal play. If you're only stuck drawing one card and you have to play that card every turn, you aren't making the optimal play. Now, I didn't come up with that. That was something I learned from one of the streamers I watched. Like Trump, Hafu, Ratsma. I'm trying to think who else. But yeah. So Cult Master makes a lot of sense. But those two are also really good cards. Okay. Personally, I love the Annoyatron. I think it is a beautiful card. But I think Giblin Stalker might be better in this scenario because of the stealth. Yeah. That's what they recommend as well, so I'm going to go with that. Stone Splitter Trog. Stormwind Knight. And the Crusher. Okay. They picked the Crusher again, which is good because we have, like, no endgame here. Okay, Dancing Swords, which I think is an underrated card. I mean, yes, it gives your opponent card draw, but I feel like if you're going for a faster deck, it can really send some heads flying first. I'm guessing probably a Whirling Zap-O-Matic again. Word of the Arena is... I don't know, it's one of the easier cards to remove. I don't know why it is, but it's just not... That doesn't always stack up to be that great. Okay. They agreed with me. Whirling Zap-O-Matic it is. I need to get more water. I am not playing this well. Rockbiter Weapon. Flame Tongue. I'm guessing Flame Tongue Totem. Because it's a strong. This is an amazing card. One of the decks that I actually composed that got me the highest. Which wasn't very high, but it was still high for me. I got to like rank 13 or something. I used Flame Tongue Totem, especially with Rockbiter Weapon and a Whirling Zap-O-Matic, making the most of the Wind Fury. So I just think that's a wonderful card. Of course, it's really easy for the opponent to remove it, so you really need to be able to use it as efficiently as you can. Okay. I have absolutely no dragons, so I feel like that'd be a waste. Wait, no, I do have a dragon. Oh, okay. I have 2 dragons. It's recommending I take it, but the Jungle Panther is a close second. But if I actually manage to get those 2 cards in my hand, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna follow the deck builder. If this deck sucks, I can blame the deck builder. Oh, sorry. I'm trying not to block the names of the things. Okay, Bomb Lobber is a beautiful card because you play a minion and you can remove something in one turn. It's wonderful. That's what they agree with. Another Spellbreaker. I actually would go with Fireguard Destroyer. Windspeaker really depends on another creature being on the board. So, yeah. Fireguard Destroyers are great. I haven't actually gotten one of the strongest cards that the class has. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a 6 5 or something, and you deal 3 damage when you summon it. I'm sure you guys know what it is. I don't remember what it is. Okay. I have no idea which of these they'll probably pick. They said we already have 2 rock biter weapons and 2 of these, so it'd be best to go with the one we don't actually have in the deck. Okay. And sad day. No legendaries. Cold Seer, Arcane, Abomination. It's probably going to be between Arcane, Golem, and Abomination. I honestly don't know which is best. Probably Arcane Golem just because we don't have any 3-drops. But then again, I like playing that card more late game because I hate giving my opponent the mana. So, we'll see. They go Arcane Golem. Okay. So, I did as you guys requested. I spent, how long did that take? Holy crap, I spent 30 minutes on the deck builder. I won't, if you guys like the commentary, I'll do that again. If not, I'm just gonna rush through it next time. I'm just gonna be like, it picked this one, it picked this one, it picked this one. I'm not gonna go through and explain and talk. Because, wow, that took forever. I guess it'll just be a long video. Wow, okay. Wow. I need water. Okay. Note to self, next time I record Hearthstone, put a ton of water by my desk. Okay. Well. I'm still gonna do the stat tracking, and I'll play through the games at my own pace. I'm not gonna slow it down and explain necessarily. I'll do my best though, especially if it ends up being a good run. I'll feel bad if I don't explain things. If it ended up being a terrible run, I'll just be like, just don't do what I'm doing. Okay, playing a priest, and I go first. I have a 75% win rate against priests when I go first. I like the rolling Zap-O-Matics. There's a little bit of lag. I don't know why there's some lag. Let me close a couple things. Exit. I hope someone else isn't like trying to watch stuff. I don't know. Why is there lag? Wow. I think someone's trying to watch Netflix or something. I didn't play the Abusive Sergeant just because, wow, the lag is real. The internet's much slower here than it was in my apartment. But I'm not actually, this is the only I'm only playing Hearthstone. This is why I can't stream. I don't know what is going on. Unless something decided to update. Excuse me as I click around trying to figure out what on earth happened. No?
Put this apple on your head.
This is not good. Can't see anything that would cause lag. Okay, well, the reason that I did not play... Oh wow, this is bad. I clicked on that thing. Click. Attack. Click. Kill. Okay. No. Oh my gosh, this is slow. Okay. The reason I didn't play this is because I like using that to trade up. Okay. I was having this problem before where Hearthstone just freaked out. I don't know why. I might need to restart my computer. I'll have to do it after this game. There's no way I'm losing this game because of this. Okay. Attack.
Get in there and fight, maggot.
And then buff, carefully attack. Play spider tank. Gosh. Come on, play the spider tank. And then I don't think I'm gonna reveal that yet. But the lag is ridiculous. I'm gonna need to restart my computer after this. I'll just have to break this up into 2 videos, which is probably best. Because the drafting took forever. Okay, give a minion. Give a minion 1 attack. Yeah, I can trade my 2. Yeah, I think that's okay. Oh my gosh. Click E card. Drag card.
First
Kill. And actually I don't need to trade. I can just use my spider tank. Play a Giblin Stalker. Totem. Hope for a healing or a taunt. Got a taunt. Oh my gosh. I'm trying! I'm trying! No! Let me attack. Okay. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm trying to move, and you guys see how slowly it's going. I just have to restart my computer after this. Because I think, hopefully that'll fix whatever it is. I'll just also make sure that no one else in the house is trying to watch Netflix or something. Unfortunately, I am running out of cards, so hoping aren't many plays. Okay. Wait. Math time. 5, 7. I'll bring him down to 17. Not quite enough. But I'll still play that, I think. I still feel like that's... I won't get the bonus 3 damage, but it's a priest. It'll be hard to. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. It's so difficult. Yeah, so if he had enough heals, I would have gotten it, but it's a priest, so of course he healed. What would mess me up now? Light bomb? Light bomb would be a problem. He could kill the Draconoid Crusher. I'm trying to think. He doesn't have a mana for mind control. Mostly light bomb would be a problem. I mean, he could wipe out 3 of my minions, but wouldn't be too bad. Okay, how much attack do I have? I have 5, 7, 13, 16, so I'm 3 off. So let's just keep playing minions. Clear that. Play a totem. And then attack, hopefully before the timer runs out.
Sever my wrath.
Come on, attack.
For the spire.
Ooh, okay. I keep cutting it really close, and I'm not trying to. It just takes that long for the actions to queue. Oh, okay. Well, I won. Well played. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna end the recording here because that lag was ridiculous. I will continue to play this in another video. I will try to get them up on the same day so there isn't a delay. I'm not purposely trying to spread this out. That lag was just absolutely ridiculous. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye!